Of late, Shehbaz Sharif is not coming across as a happy man in his party meetings. Reports suggest he tends to throw a fit over undue criticism, as he calls it, in the social media. Interestingly, he is not necessarily referring to the criticism of people from the independent part of the industry, the media industry, or those who do analysis. He is essentially referring to the criticism that is directed at him by his own party workers through social media platforms. Shehbaz Sharif does have a strong argument. Let's take that up first. When he makes this argument along with a couple of other people, the core of PML and leadership as it stands today, the argument is this, that it is an exceedingly suffocating environment. It is not an environment governed by the laws of constitution. It is essentially raw power that is thrust down your throat, and it is sheer manipulation of all the instruments of state and the resources of the state and the government pitted against Noon League. Now, if you are a party that is made of titanium, then obviously you would say that you can fire away at us and we are going to survive. But obviously this doesn't quite work like that. So you need to have space. So Shehbaz Sharif's argument runs like this, that if you're able to then engage with the powers that be, whether it is a question of not fully supporting Molana Fazal Rahman's march, or it's a question of coming across as another positive alternative to the existing government, you will be able to claw back the space that you've lost to the powers that will always be. Strong argument, you need to take that into consideration. However, three issues militate against this argument. Issue number one is that Noon League's near permanent withdrawal from Molana Fazal Rahman's march or protest is a huge symbolic disappointment. That's something that cannot be wished away, and it is all the more disappointing because this march had the fullest endorsement of Pakistan Muslim League Noon. You remember Mia Muhammad Nawaz Sharif's statement out of the court suggesting that I have directed the party to fully participate in Molana's protest and he will be marching and we will be following, something like that. That did not happen. My report suggests that Shehbaz Sharif has asked his leaders to make themselves conspicuous by their absence from the container. So you would not see Noon League leaders standing there or delivering speeches or being associated with the dharna. So as far as Noon League is concerned, it is BAU, that is business as usual, before the dharna started. Now that's a bit of a come down, if you ask me, from a position that Noon League had taken, standard for which was set by Shehbaz Sharif himself when he delivered that speech on the container. Secondly, will he actually gain more space by engaging like this with the powers that be? Big question mark on this. Top leadership is still in jail. Hakan Abbasi, because of his health reasons, has been allowed some leeway. Miftah Ismail is rotting in custody. Khwaja Bradran are rotting in custody. Fawad Hassan Fawad is in custody only because he happened to be associated with Nawaz Sharif. And Rana Sanaullah is another classic case in point. Nobody talks about these people. So where is that relief? Those who criticize Shehbaz Sharif ask a legitimate question. Thirdly, well, the results need to speak for the success of the strategy. If the results of Shehbaz Sharif's strategy suggest that the party is still hanging by the skin of its teeth, then it can't really be a great strategy. So at the end of the day, much of the criticism that is directed at Shehbaz Sharif stems from the ambiguity that he has maintained over whether he is going to be leading the march for restoration of genuine democracy in this country, or is he going to be playing by the rules set by somebody else. That's a criticism which has a legitimate base, and Shehbaz Sharif can't really ignore that criticism.